I'm recording this on some nameless prototype tape recorder. It belonged to my grandfather. He kept it with him while he was in some war without a name, in a country that doesn't exist anymore. Throughout his whole tour, he only recorded on one cassette tape. The sound of sluggish footsteps in calm swamp. Rewind. Record. A woman's scream beneath a helicopter. Rewind. Record. Laughing around an ammo crate. Liquor shots poured out of spent shotgun cartridges. Rewind. Record. Landmines. An overturned Jeep. Rewind. Record. Birds flocking through a sunset. Rewind. Record. Metal clinking. An uncontrollable shiver at the bottom of a hole. Rewind. Record. Breathing. Rewind. Record. The fall of a capital. A boat engine. Rewind. Play. But this is all the tape has on it now. This drone. The hum that comes after the gutting of a country. My grandpa would sit in the basement listening to that final recording. Something like a blind monk howling at the bottom of a flooded well. No one in the family ever asked him what he was listening to, or asked him to explain. But if you wanted my opinion, I'd say he could still hear everything on that tape, the souls trapped within. After he died, he left the recorder to me. So, I brought it with me to the Great Chameleon War, the nesting zone, that same tape, that same hybrid recorder. The battery is long dead, but still, the recorder is functioning. The cassette has been smashed apart, drowned, the tape cut and pieced together over and over again by yours truly. Somehow, the device keeps on living, keeps on running tape, although when I play it back, I don't hear anything at all. But I trust that somehow, in some way, this is all being recorded through magic or curse. If these words reach you, you'll know I was right. That this is recording more than just my voice and sounds, but thoughts.
Beyond the ages and 1,000 keys.
Feelings. It's a beacon transmitting to you. Sound waves humming from small speakers and sunlight and the nearest electrical socket. Selectively breeding cellular knives on the slip and slide of your genetic code. A welcoming party for the child lost inside of you on their descent into paradise. The Great Chameleon War. Listening may induce the following side effects. Non-Newtonian rabies. The ability to hear mailboxes scream. And a small fissure inside the memory of your mother's face that appears to be a snake on fire. This is episode 3, The Bat in the Ermine Cape, Side A. The The two chameleons raise their front feet to the sky, drunk and unsmooth. They clasp each other's hands, bay with bellies full of assault vehicles, weapons, and soldiers beholding a fresh hell of intercosmic terror digestion that I won't waste time attempting to describe the gore of here. The whaler isn't graceful as he slides down the killer whale's throat. The animal doesn't want to eat him, but he pries its mouth open anyway, with a sharp gaff hook, I might add, and he crawls out of sight. I'm not meant to follow him, and that's okay. Traveling like that isn't my style. It's not messy enough for me. With the whaler's presence gone, the pile of sea creatures begins to bloat and fester. I won't be sticking around to wet them with the watering pail. I'll be heading to the next clearing node. Things are starting to get interesting around here. Okay, man. The next trench is deep, and I'm able to walk its length without crouching. Being well into the heart of the nesting zone, there are traces of hundreds of soldiers. Food wrappers, teeth from exploded skulls, soiled underwear, the remnants of people who got lost and gave up. Keep in mind, it wasn't people who dug the trenches. It was the chameleons, pawing at the fields, dredging their snouts through plains of boulders and snow, mud and flour. Troughs plowed, craters dug, dots connected by lines, tracing some sort of ritual calendar for purposes people aren't made to understand. All our constellations are lies, after all. And speaking of constellations, I sludge my way farther up the trench and come across a scraped swath of mud in the slope. It's another message. Caked and hardened, it reads, "To Alexandra, the astronauts finally came for me, silent, hungry, visor-teethed." Now, here's an interesting one, written with the nose of a rifle. Shaky, scared, but confident. The message is addressed to Alexandra, of course, and it implies that she knows about the astronauts with a capital A. But how? What kind of discussions did Alexandra and the weirdo writing this shit have with each other? Astronauts can be silent, yeah, but hungry? Visor-teethed? Perhaps it was a reoccurring dream the soldier had. If I imagine it, the scene looks something like this. Astronauts descend from open void, flowers in gloved hands, extravehicular mobility suits crinkled in fresh white against the dark. They transmit silence as a kind of beacon for an enemy in stasis, hidden inside your first memory and genetic lineage. Their quiet can't be interpreted by you. The absence of noise is that of cosmic expansion and whispered fungi taking over the nervous system of your family pet. They are silent, yes, but silence can be felt. Their visors slide open and shut. Open and shut. anticipatory, wolf-jawed. No one is inside the suits, not yet. They have left room for you, all your limbs as they take you in, as your childhood hopes of one day soaring beyond Earth, past the moons of the Jovian system and into the stars, are all consumed. You become part of an empty, thrumless machine, fused with a chorus of screams wide enough to embrace all sounds ever made. The oscillations of your last spoken word, forming arms, nude and waveform, which pierce backward through time to stifle your newborn cries. I like this message. Should I ever meet in Alexandria, I won't bring up astronauts or these words. They're mine now. Don't try and take them from me. After wiping away the message, I look to the sky. As always, you can see the stars, even in the clear of day. They are not the stars you know, however. They're in constant movement. Whole galaxies, nearby solar systems, stellar nurseries, all entangling their nebula and exomoons and planets in stories humans never made. These are the stars as the chameleons must see them, constellations formed by their minds, playing out histories and futures we will likely never encounter. You could call them beautiful. Beautiful in the way flies swarm an eyeless water buffalo collapsed at the edge of an oasis. There's rotten fruit everywhere, farther up the path. The trench walls are well above my head. They're embedded with smashed, sour watermelons, strawberries coated in plush fuzz. I step on the rinds of melons, punt a soft orange into the air. I can hear the sounds of decay beckoning from fine hairs of mold and ear-like folds of wet fungus. An ankle-high pink mist wafts in thick striations from the node ahead. The signs of delusion are overwhelming here. Mental contamination is a real risk when entering the psychological landscape of another soldier. And again, the red swath of blood, from trench top to bottom and back fucking up again. Fresh and sticky this time. The desire to follow it as a trail is intense. Whoever is responsible for this is strong, whaler level or above. To freely pass on the surface is no small feat. I'm not ready to encounter someone like that right now. I'm checking myself for a rash, and then I'm moving on. I still have the dirty 2-liter plastic bottle the whaler gave me. I'm taking some time to fasten it to my belt with a carabiner and some paracord. Because it is a miracle that it's here. But I don't have time for worship and contemplation. I've arrived at the next trench junction. The node is shaded by an unprecedented and pervasive purple twilight, capped by a dome of painted constellations, unmoving. A tranquil planetarium ceiling. Lingerie dangles from a chandelier covered in teal growths. Jungle fronds and nonsensical angles of architecture make the node's interior some sort of botanical garden. A lush modern art exhibit, complete with soft jazz music, a pineapple fountain, and a flamingo gnawing orchids. In the greenhouse's center, a tapir of Paleolithic proportions curls the fleshed lip of its snout around a pristine bowl of fruit. The mammal's hindquarters are draped with a magic carpet, fringed in tassels of dull gold. Molars sunk in a dew-soaked apricot. An overturned table, puddles reflecting intricately patterned beams elbowed from the jungle garden. This dreamscape ranks up there with some of the weirdest shit I've seen in the nesting zone. I can feel the lunacy that created it humming from an unseen air conditioning unit. Whoever this place is a reflection of is dangerous. Was dangerous. Maybe. Shit. Someone's bushwhacking through the garden. I grab the hilt of my sword as a woman steps out from behind a curtain of banana leaves. She's tall, real tall, sporting a floral jujitsu gi with a bandolier of grenades and shotgun shells strung across her chest. Her hair bobs with immaculate curls as she walks toward me on thick wooden sandals. Twin fuel tanks are strapped to her back, hooked up to her flamethrower. Her arms are tanned deep and speckled with pink freckles, a clear sign of contact with chameleon blood, something I've only seen on dismembered body parts. She's easily one of the strongest soldiers I've seen my entire tour. I let go of my sword. There's no way I'll be able to kill her. She blows a bubble with her chewing gum, aims the flamethrower at my chest. Howdy? Howdy, miss.
Huh. Basic white dude and standard issue fatigues. Stupid samurai sword. Pterodactyl on your shirt. Ooh, I've heard of you. You're the amanuensis.
My reputation has preceded me, thankfully. Yeah, just documenting over here. Don't mind me.
Is that so? See anything fancy around these parts?
I pretend to throw a harpoon. Just the whaler. He's looking for something. A person, maybe. And he might have a foot fetish. Keep it a secret. She wiggles her toes and thinks about this. What the whaler could be looking for. What she's looking for. And whether or not I'm looking for anything at all. The woman grabs the neck of her flamethrower, strums over the trigger like it's a guitar, and nods to a marble bar top. A full rack of liquor overgrown with vines.
Do you want a drink?
I put my helmet down on the bar and take a seat. She pours herself a whiskey, tosses me a somewhat cold beer.
I'm the arsonist.
This is A.B. Grave, broadcasting live and hot from the Ear Scream Caves deep in Sector 4 here in the Big NZ. Skies tonight may turn a little stardust banana with a chance of cloud eaters approaching midnight. But don't worry, I got a special one spinning up for you, a crowd favorite, A little beat I like to call Endless Elevators Ascending Eternally into a Nameless Classical Painting Framed with Human Teeth, Part 9.
We survey the greenhouse more closely. How the underwear on the chandelier has a stain on its crotch. Juice boxes bob in the fountain like school buses in a pond. The sound of the tapir slurping fruit rind is reminiscent of lungs filling with water. This is all evidence of a fantastic crime or shame. I can feel it. How the sounds, the movement, the ideas hiding behind all these decorations seem to tell a story. Hot sex on top of divorce papers. An apricot. A sleepy giraffe raises its neck, scrapes its head on a plastic rain reclamation drum. But I hear tire tracks on a dog belly. This node is the equivalent of a theater play where the set has eaten all the actors. I put the recorder on the bar, and the arsonist sits on the stool beside me. She pulls a cigarette out of the pack in my jacket pocket, then lights it with the tip of her flamethrower. I'm ready when you are.
I've never known what kind of person I am. Never known it. Just the kind of person I want to be. Something different from what everyone else wanted. That's for damn sure. I won an obstacle course competition when I was a kid. It was a festival at my church. There were 2 winners, 1 boy, 1 girl. They gathered everyone around us, me, and Kyle Nilby. The pastor handed out our prizes. A Barbie mobile and a Godzilla action figure. But I didn't want that stupid plastic Jeep. I wanted the monster. I wanted laser breath and big feet and a big fucking tail. But no, they told me, be a good little girl. Accept your gift from God, the place he put you in this world. So they forced that Barbie SUV in my hands and took a picture. When no one was looking, I doused that gum, vomit, bitch wagon in lighter fluid and tossed it on the barbecue grill. When the pastor tried to put out the fire, I punched him clean in the dick.
Fuck. Can't blame you at all for that. I'm sure Godzilla approves of your baptismal act of arson. Actually, I bet Gojira's soul is sleeping inside your flamethrower. Shh. Dreaming of destroyed Japanese farmland and toy factories gutted by streaks of atomic breath.
Okay. So that's the first fire I ever started.
With a pull of the trigger, she releases a small flame, cartoonish and perfect. So perfect, I think the arsonist shaped it with her mind.
I got stuck in a summer camp for a whole month a few years after all of that. Camp Shadow Glen. It was full of rich kids who grew up in the suburbs. You know, kids who never set foot on a hiking trail before. I didn't fit in with the girls there. Wasn't quite the same color as them, you know? Taller than everyone else, boys and all. Made me a pretty big target for jokes. Throwing my clothes in the lake, putting worms in my Kool-Aid.
Bunch of wannabe monsters. I hope you lit their pants on fire.
Oh, I did a lot worse than that. Holy shit.
Something's fluttering through the air. It's a bat. Big ears, leathery wings, goofy nose. A bat wearing something. The animal swoops down and skims the top tier of the pineapple fountain, then comes to rest on the carpet hung over the tapir's hindquarters. Whoa, what the hell is that?
This is the bat in the ermine cape.
She's right. Slung over the bat's back is a cape, deep red and velvet. Its collar, a white fur speckled with black dots. Over the bat's face is a splotch of disease, a white fungus splattered over its nose, mouth, and left eye as a festering paste of birthmark. What does it do? She reaches out and touches my chest with 2 fingers.
So once I met a group that encountered the bat. They said if you tell the bat the name of the person who broke your heart, they'll be alone forever. Your feelings transposed to them, and curse every organ they have capable of producing emotion.
The tapir shuffles and snorts. With regal poise, the bat in the ermine cape buries its face inside a banana on the animal's back. And heaven is replete with splendor.